Hello everybody, my name is Pessilus and welcome to the speedrun tutorial for Terra on the hardest difficulty in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So I've done little prefaces slash disclaimers before for the other two runs, how in a video tutorial there's only so much you can show, and there's a lot of RNG that can happen in this game, and part of being good at this game is reacting to it, etc., etc. But for Terra, I have to make even more of a preface. For a handful of reasons. One, Terra's a lot less consistent as a speedrun than the other two. To me, that makes it more enjoyable. To others, not as much. What that means is all I can really do is show you, given the RNG I get in this particular run, this is how I deal with it. And that's about all I can do. Because for pretty much everything I'm going to do, there's a lot of different ways to react to different moves that you need to know, or you're going to die. In Aqua and Ven, you deal enough damage as those two characters, and you have enough iframes that you can get away with doing a bunch of crazy stuff and mostly being fine. For Terra, no. You don't have the damage, you don't have the mobility, you don't have the iframes, so you're going to die if you aren't aware of some of this other stuff. But like I said, this is a video tutorial. It's kind of limited. I can only show you certain RNG and certain things. The rest of it, you kind of just have to learn by doing it or watching other people do it. That's the nature of it. In any case, Terra is by far the hardest of the critical level 1 runs, as you might have guessed at this point. What that means is there's a lot of crap I'm going to go through. I'm not used to pausing as I do it, so I might die, but we'll go with it either way. So, starting off at Orbs then, Terra has a pretty nice position in the Orb fight, because he can do a lot here. Terra orbs are by far the best orbs in the game. Just hold right on the D-pad and dodge, and you can come this way, then you can dodge forward, and the finisher usually kills those two orbs. Then you can just shot lock the second wave. Then the third wave, you come over here, quick blitz those two orbs together, then you start just whacking. Then you start just whacking on things, hoping they die. The only real note here is try to hover over Quick Blitz at the end of the fight, because there's neat things you can do with that later. Terra Orbs are by far the easiest. Reminder, press O to skip through tutorials. To know when to skip cutscenes, just wait for the part in the bottom right corner to go away. All good stuff. So, first and only world Terra can go to is Enchanted Dominion, and this first fight is important for a lot of reasons. Now, first you need to go into your menu, abilities, press O a couple times, X, and R1, R1 up, and then hit triangle to equip EXP0. EXP0 is vital to this run, absolutely vital. Without it, Terra would do no damage of any kind. You need to equip it here right now. Press pause just to get out of that menu, and then come to the place where most of my runs have died. So here's the fun thing about this fight, and I'll pause right here. So the actual fight's really, really simple. It's a mob fight with a bunch of unversed that aren't very strong. You're not in the real danger of dying here. Nothing like that going on. The reason that runs die here is because you need to start grinding for dealing levels. So, D-Links are the replacement for summons in this game. You hit right on the D-pad to get to them. And D-Links level up randomly, based off of item drops. Unverse will just randomly drop little heart-looking items, and that's just how you level up. It's completely random. In this fight, you need one of those D-Link levels, or the run is basically dead, and you just have to keep going through the castle and hope that it'll drop later, which it can. There's nothing really wrong with that, especially if you're not going for a world record run. It's like, but you pretty much need the Ven D-Link in order to kill the first boss. And hopefully, if you're lucky, you'll get the Ven D-Link early, and then you can go for an Aqua D-Link level. If you're really, really lucky, you need 3 D-Link drops for the entire speedrun. You need 1 for Ven, 2 for Aqua. If you're really lucky, you'll get all of them here. But there's no guarantee of that at all. You can get all of them, you can get none of them. Completely RNG. So, hey Webs, thanks for the luck. So, if you hovered over Quick Blitz at the end of the Orb fight, use it, go into Ven, then click Triangle Quick Blitz again. Now we're just going to start comboing dudes, and hoping they drop our level. It looks like that. That's some very good RNG. Just pick it up, and go find blue orbs. I knew these blue orbs would be here, because the flood died not that long ago. So just find it, then you can go into Aqua level, and start hitting people and praying you get another D-Link drop. Floods can do this, just kind of is what it is. For Aqua on this wave, you can use Blizzard a bit, you can use Thunder. Because I have the Aqua finisher, I'm choosing to shot lock him so I can use the Aqua finisher on this guy. Aqua here, you can use Blizzard, and then Thunder, and then you have the Aqua finisher for him. If you have Ven, you're kinda mostly attacking, with finishers targeting whatever you can get. That guy attacked, so I blocked, and that's the end of the fight. I did not get the Aqua level, which is very upsetting, for a wide variety of reasons. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So, just come over here, bank to the left. This is a Blizzard chest. Pick it up. Come back down. You'll trigger a cutscene, skip it, dodge forward once, then sliding dash, and dodge out of it. The fastest form of movement in this game is to sliding dash into an enemy, in which case you can immediately dodge out of it. So try to do that whenever possible. Zero grav chest over there. I like to pick up this ether and then jump up the stairs. You can just go up the stairs. It's usually fine. I like to do 4 slides there into that guy. Just hang on over here. The nice thing about Terra's dodge is it's very, very fast. So I'm holding down to the left here and then up to the right to get the sleep chest. Pretty necessary for money stuff. I skipped it in my world record run and I grew to regret it later. So then we come back here and we get to fight the first boss. Quick note, you can't skip this cutscene. You can't. Don't know why. So, as I pause it here, here's what you're going to do. Ven D-Link is your bestest friend in the entire world. First thing you have to do is step forward, as in take a step towards the boss before you do anything, or else the boss is going to jump around, do a whole bunch of stuff you don't want to do. So, step forward, go into Ven D-Link, and start wailing on the sucker. You're going to get hit once, that's fine, because he's going to get staggered after a second finisher, give you health back. Start going nuts on him again. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at the health in the top right. He's going to go invincible, go black, and do this dance thing that hurts you when the bar is about 1/5 of the way hurt. Somewhere around those lines. So he's about 3 hits from it here. And because I don't have the finisher, I go back in. I intentionally get hit here. I'm trying to line myself up where he'll charge into me, so I get hit. That's unfortunate. Hopefully you get hit and it cancels his charge, but no guarantees. This time it will. When it does, sliding dash in, and you can either hold the finisher. You can either hold the finisher to see what he does or just do it immediately. I should have held it there. After the charge, he does one of two things. He either jumps around like this, or he just stays there, rears up his arms, and starts twirling them. When he rears up his arms, start twirling them, just use the finisher, then wail on him, and you'll be fine. When he jumps, you're wailing on him, you're using the finisher as he falls down, and he'll just kind of die. Whenever he jumps up, you kind of just jump up with him and attack him in midair, and that's about it. It's a fight that looks incredibly easy, but is actually kind of difficult. It takes a while to get the gist of that. Like, I just knew when he would go into the invincible black aura because I've done this a million times. That's it. That's the only reason. So, if you don't know that, then it's going to take you a while to get that. And if you don't know it, the black aura hits you, and then you're trying to get hit by his charge. And if you get unlucky, like I did there, the charge can hit you twice, and 3 hits in the fight kill you. So, there's going to be some growing pains when it comes to that. Anyway, 2 worlds we can go to now. We're going to the left. Good old Dwarf Woodlands over here. We're going to make our way here. Now we're going to do some cool movement tech. Right here, jump straight up, shot lock, straight, pretty much straight up. Tiny bit to the right, it gets you up here. If you aren't comfortable doing that, just dodge your way over here, jump up on this thing, sliding dash over here, then you can jump, shot lock one of these enemies, and that'll do the same thing for you. Come over here, get this Flame Salvo chest, come here, do that. In Terra Beginner, you have the option of getting the chest before or after the next fight. In Crit, you have to get it now. So, grab potion, and come over this way. You're going to jump. Jump up and up. That is a Fission Fire chest. It's very cool. Now you're going to go into your menu, and you're going to fill these slots up with these 3 commands you got. The Fission Fire, the Blizzard, and the Zero Gravity. And you're just going to exit the menu. That's all you have to do. So, this fight is different based on a lot of RNG stuff. Basically, if you have a level for Aqua at this point, you're going to use that to start spamming Magnets and Thunders and clearing everything out, and hoping you get your second Aqua D-Link here. If you don't have Aqua D-Link, you're in for a rough time, like I am here now. I'm just going to kind of try to use Zero Gravity, summon Aqua before I kill anything, and I'm just killing Floods, praying it drops now, because if it doesn't drop now, things get bad. Okay, so I did everything I possibly could to keep my Aqua finisher here for a very important reason. If you do not have a level at this point, like this next wave's going to spawn, it's behind me to the right now, it's towards the back middle of the arena. What you want to do is just push the Mandrake a bit, Magnet Thunder, it's not a problem. When you don't have Magnet Thunder yet, you need this finisher. Okay, you need to come back over here, get in the middle, and use this, or else things get bad. And even then, as you can see, things are less than ideal. There's the level, thank goodness for that. Scrolling down 3 will get you the finisher. I'm going to leave the D-Link to pick up those blue orbs. The orb guys will drop blue orbs, these guys will not. Then this wave, just come in the middle towards that Mandrake, Magnet Thunder, fight's over. If you don't get an Aqua level by that last wave in the fight, then there's no other way to say it, you're kind of screwed. Like, that you can do it, it just becomes very, very difficult. Because you have to start running away and relying on Aqua finishers, and it's not a good time. There's a reason you need to get Aqua levels before that. So, as you go over here, I can check, and I see I got Aqua level 2, which is fantastic. That's what I want. So, because I got Aqua level 2, just going to head on over. If I didn't get Aqua level 2, I would usually grab a poison there. So, neat movement over here, come on over, shot lock this guy. Then I can turn around, get a sliding dash off here, usually hit one of those guys, and get in the fight. So, welcome to Magic Mirror. Magic Mirror in Terra is basically as technical as he is in Aqua, for completely different reasons. First, I'll show you the backup strat. I probably won't show you the whole thing. I'll probably intentionally die at some point. But I'll show you the backup strat, then I'll show you what you do if you have Aqua level 2. If you do not have Aqua level 2, this fight is a whole bunch of garbage, basically. You just go over, side over, lock on, hit him, start using pretty much all your moves, get into a command style, and pretty much use that to the best of your ability to beat him up. If I don't get Aqua level finisher, I typically grab a poison from the shop. When he does this attack, you shot lock him. The Hall of Mirror Faces thing I beat because you just look for the guy that's smiling. But yeah, then this circle thing, you see the guy that smiles, you line yourself up, use Blizzard, pray that hits. If it doesn't, oh well. But yeah, I typically grab a poison from the shop if you're unlucky and don't have Aqua level 2 at this point. Like, for the sole purpose. And then this guy you just kind of shot lock to, although that's pretty bad. And then usually you can't avoid his DM and he just flies around and does this. He usually shoots something at you. There it is. And then he'll go back into one of his cycles and do one of the 2 attacks he already did. But this really is the backup, is you just kind of wail on him. Like, I keep getting interrupted as I try to say, I usually grab a poison, just because poison does a lot of damage to him. And you can use that to your advantage and make the fight not quite as bad. And then I typically do stuff with like jump, hit, poison, jump, hit, vision, like crap like that. It's not a great fight if you have to do backups, but you can do it. None of his patterns are all that easy to deal with. You saw me deal with all of them. Just look for the smiling faces. You can shot lock through most of his crap. You can dodge most of his other crap. It's not too bad. Let me show you the strat if you have Aqua level 2, because this is when things get fun. Same start, dive forward, hit, vision, go into Aqua, use your commands, Blizzard, Fire, Thunder, Magnet, go forward, Fire Strike, and then Blizzard him here. Now we're going to see what he does. He can do one of 3 different things here. He can go straight under... It is actually one of only 2. Yeah, he can go straight underground, or he can go straight up in the air. You want him to go straight up in the air. He did not. That makes me sad, but it is what it is. Then you deal with his patterns the same way as last time. I'm just going to hit him with a couple commands. Then I'm going to stop, see what he does. He's going to do one of two things. He's either going to go straight up in the air, or he's going to go straight back across from me. He went straight up in the air. When he goes up in the air, drop Mind Square. I'm going to walk directly behind my Mind Square to where I can face him. And then wait a minute, use the finisher. If you do it correctly, which I didn't do it very well there, because I was trying to pause and show it, and my timing got a bit messed up, which is fine. I missed both times with the blizzard, dang. But as you can see, if you scroll back and look at the amount of HP he had left before, and compare it to his HP now, it does a lot of damage. The reason it does a lot of damage is because the Aqua Finisher is literally stopping the face from moving forward. It's forcing him to stay within the hitbox of the Mind Square. It's just constantly dealing damage over and over, and yeah. It does a heck of a lot of damage. Essentially that whole fight, you're waiting for him to go up in the air and do that attack. The opening is consistent. What isn't consistent is what he does after the Fire Strike in Blizzard. He can go straight up in the air right after that, in which case, amazing. You have a chance to kill him before he does any of the other stuff he can do. If he goes underground, oh well, you have to deal with at least one of the things. So best RNG, you just kill him right off the bat. Worst RNG, you go through his whole cycle and then kill him. And if the finisher fails to kill him, you just go about the fight, stay in Aqua D-Link, kill him however you can. So, after that, we're actually going to go back into Dwarf Woodlands, into the courtyards, because we need to buy stuff. First, you're going to sell everything except your Stun Edge and your Zero Gravity. The rest of this we don't need. Stun Edge, Zero Gravity, right here, rest of it, gone. I'm pressing the D-pad to get from buy to sell. Scroll down, you're buying 2 Fires, 2 Thunders, a Cure, 2 Magnets, and a Bind. I wish I could help you with figuring out menuing, but like that's muscle memory. It's 4 down for fire. It's about 4 down for thunder. From the cure, it's 2 down the magnet. Then it's like 5 to bind or something. Then you go back to here. Hit R1. That'll get you 2 magnets. Then get your cures. Then get your thunders. Then hit R2 and equip Flame Salvo. And then come on over to Castle of Dreams. If you don't have Aqua level 2 at this point, well, I hope you have Aqua level 1, because most of this fight is Gather Thunder. If you have level 1, you'll be able to do all of this except Mind Square. If you don't, just Magnets and Thunders, as you can see, can be very effective if used correctly. This last wave's really cool. Just Magnet, Mind Wave, Thunder, they're dead. It's good times. So, it's very sad music. We don't know why. It's whatever. You go over this way, and there's a chest over here by the stairs. You're going to want. This chest has a pulsing crystal. You need at least 1 pulsing crystal to finish this run. So you have a few options. Number 1, you can get this chest here. It's very quick. Just go over, grab it. Nothing to worry about. Number 2, you can ignore this chest. And there's a chest in Radient Garden that's a little more out of the way, but you might get a drop in Radient Garden. And you can go do that. Or number 3, you be an idiot like me, and you just ignore all pulsing chests, and you hope that you get a drop, which you usually do, but that's RNG. Just drop up here, skip cutscenes, and this is Cinderella Escort. Cinderella Escort, basically you're just trying to clear the path for Cinderella. You can dash forward, do some magnets and some thunders to hit this guy to get your finisher and bunch them up. Then you can use your finisher on them. Then guys will spawn here. Just get in the middle, Magnet, Thunder. These guys will spawn. Magnet, Thunder. Most of this fight, you're actually looking for drops as opposed to anything else. You're seeing what these guys drop and if you get anything useful. Like, I'm getting Shimmerings, which makes me hate everything. Because Shimmerings are great in beginner and you need them, and on crit they suck and do nothing. And then once they're all gone, she'll just walk over. The drops you're looking for are Soothings, Pulsings, and Wellsprings. That's what you want to see. Dive left center here, between these two. You can usually get both of them together. I screwed up, and then tried to correct it and screwed up, but it's fine, because I can recover by doing a bit of that. Have the boots walk into this magnet, and it's all fine one way or another. I have my way of doing this room. If you do runs, you'll probably have your way of doing this room. The stairs are going to be pretty similar, basically, no matter what. There's not a lot differently you can do up here, I don't think. But to start, there are ways to get all three of the bruisers into one magnet. There's a way to get two of them into one magnet, then ignore one of them, as I typically do. The reason I wait up there is I'm making sure Cinderella follows me up those stairs before I come over here. Then I'm just waiting. Bunch of enemies spawn in front of me. It's like 3 or 4 waves. Don't deal with them. Just don't. Just walk here, spawn the boots, and then end the escort. Don't spawn the boots until after she walked by them. Spawning the boots gives you some CP for your commands and a bit of extra chance to get fleeting drops off screen. It's kind of neat. But yeah, you don't have to fight any of those guys if you just let Cinderella walk by. And we're level 1, so why should we? Come on over here. If you did not get a Soothing drop in that fight, grab this chest right here. You need those. Even if you did grab the even if you did get a Soothing drop, go that same way. Come to right here, Thunder, and let's go fight this idiot. Welcome to Music Maestro. There are 2 different strats that I'm going to show you. Both are equally valid. One is about 6 seconds faster, and it depends on a lot of preference and other stuff, which one you want to do, basically. First one I'm going to show you is the one that's 6 seconds slower, but it relies on less RNG because you already have Vend at this point. So, with Vend level 1, just dive forward and start wailing. Whenever you're just praying, you hit some instruments, and you're just wailing on him. I'm mashing out block because whenever you knock him over, as soon as he picks up his hat, he's going to go into this dark cloud thing that hits you and does all sorts of bad stuff. So, block it, then start wailing on him again. The only thing you have to really worry about are his instruments, like you can see right here. His instruments can be a real pain in the butt, depending on a lot of things. In that case, it caused me to get hit here. Once he does the Black Orb thing twice, he's going to jump. Wait a minute. Use your iframes to hit him as he's coming down. Wail on him again. And in theory, he dies there. If he doesn't, you're fine. I can kill him right now. Instead, we're going to die, and I'll show you the other strat. The only real thing you have to worry about there are the instruments. The instruments can catch you, they can kill you, they can do all sorts of nasty things to you. Let me show you the 6 second faster strat. This one you need to have Aqua level 2. If you do, then right here, go into it, go 1-2 into Thunder, lock onto him, Mind Square, Blizzard, and then use your finisher. And hopefully all of these orbs hit this guy, not the instruments. Run away, use Magnet, because the Magnet collects the instruments. Then you can start wailing on him again. Go into all this. Magnet again. Make sure your lock on hits this guy before you Thunder, Mind Square, and then he dies. As long as you... If your lock-on ends up going on instruments, just lock off. Make sure you end up on the boss, or else bad things can happen. That strat's about 6 seconds faster than the Ventus strat, but Ventus strat can be easier or harder for some people depending on other things. Also, if you don't have Aqua level 2, then the Ventus strat's what you gotta do. So try them both, screw around with them, see what works for you. That's my recommendation. Mysterious Tower. You have no choice but to go here. Dive to the right, there's a cure chest. Now menuing. Go into meld, hit triangle here so you see the commands you actually want to see. Then I'm going to hit R1 for magnet, scroll down to thunder. I'm going to look to see what commands I have. I'm doing this really quickly in a run, right? I look to see commands because I'm going to put a soothing drop here. I'm looking to see if I have any fleetings, if I have my pulsing, if I have any well springs. Those are mainly what I'm looking for. If I put my soothing on this, if I have a fleeting, then I hit R1, R1 twice for magnet 0 gravity, and I quit fleeting there to get an attack haste. I don't, so move along. And then Cure and Thunder doesn't need anything on it. Now your commands are empty. You fill it with Fire, Fire, Thunder, Cure, Magnet, and 2 binds. You just scroll down a bunch. If you're antsy, you can shortcut the magnet there if you want to. That's up to you. Then down to equip Air Slide, and here to equip Counter Hammer. You'll notice that we don't change our... By the way, make sure you're hovering over Magnera when you enter this room, so you have it queued up for the next fight. We never change our Keyblade in this speedrun, because changing our Keyblade does literally nothing. Like, literally nothing. There's no reason to. It looks cool, though. If you want to style on someone, go for it. So we have to march on over here. Skip some cutscenes and then go on to Radient Garden. This fight is surprisingly difficult with the specific command deck you have. Because here's the thing about the command deck you have, right? Aqua and Ven, it doesn't matter what your commands are at the end of the game, like, at all. Because they have alternative ways to deal damage than commands that they take advantage of. Terra doesn't. You need commands as Terra to deal any real sense of damage. So, from this point on in the run, pretty much no set of commands we have is specifically made for the purpose of going quickly through a fight. Pretty much every set of commands that we have is not the optimal command list to use in any given fight. What they are optimal for is making sure that we can meld all the commands that we need at the end of the game in order to actually fight final fights and do it effectively. What that means is fights like this you're going to have wonky stuff going on, because in Cinderella Escort, we just used Magnet Thunder, and like that was it. Just Magnet Thunder, easy peasy. You have 2 of them, no problem. This fight, you only have 1 Magnet, you only have 1 Thunder, and so you can't just rely on spamming that and get by easily. Instead, you have to use your other resources to kinda make up for it. The other resource we have is Aqua Delinked. So 3 down in the commands will get you Magnet. A couple more down will get you the Mind Square. Pop that. Kill these floods. Hover over your Magnet if you're not here. You're going to do a 3-hit combo on this guy to get him in the middle, then use your 1 Magnet. Hopefully it hits all 3, all 4 of them. If it doesn't, you'll have a finisher. Kill that guy. Go back into your Aqua D-Link. Magnet, Thunder. I was trying to use a finisher. I used a blank hit. That's fine. Use a finisher. And then it will kill one of these guys. If you're lucky, it'll kill two. Get in the middle. These guys will only spawn once two of the orange guys are dead. So that's how I knew they were going to spawn in. Get in the middle. Wait for everyone to bounce into your magnet. Then Thunder and Mind Square. In order to be effective in this category, you really have to know how to use Aqua D-Link. Because Aqua's kind of the best character in Terra's run. And you kind of need to be able to use it quickly, or else it might lead to your death. So, come back. We're going to... Cutscene's going to put us here. We're going to turn our butts around. Go to this shop, because we need to buy 2 fire dashes. That's just 3 down. Then R1, R1, up a bit. Magnet. You usually will not have D-Link here. That's fine. Just Magnet Thunder, a couple floods to get your D-Link back. Then you're going to jump, air slide on over. Take this fountain up. You'll have some idiots over here, which is fine. Magnet Thunder. This chest has a fleeting. You want it. Another shimmering. Dang it. This chest has a Thunder Surge, which is amazing, and you desperately want it. Thunder Surge is probably the best command in this whole game. Come over here. Magnet, one hit, Thunder. What you're looking for here is what commands are leveling up. I just had Fire leveling up. What that means is if I come over here and kill this wave, my Bind will level up. If your Bind levels up before that last wave, then you can skip that last wave, or you can kill that last wave as a chance to potentially get a fleeting drop, which is very helpful. Either way's fine. So, come over here and meld some fires and binds to get ignites. If you have an extra pulsing crystal here, as in if you have more than one, you can use one of them on the fire and binds to get a leaf bracer. You can do that, or you can choose not to do that. That's really up to you. I was going to grab this other chest anyway. And then this, you can choose to put a fleeting crystal on I would put it on the Ignite, actually. You can choose to put a fleeting crystal on the Ignite for a magic haste. That's up to you. I prefer to save it for attack haste. What that means is this next fight and a couple others, I have to do different strats because I don't have a magic haste. So if you have an extra fleeting, by all means use it for a magic haste. If you're more comfortable with magic haste, do that. Either way's fine. So how I'm going to build this deck is not the way you have to build this deck. I build my decks in very particular orders, so I know where my commands are at all times. If you want to adhere to that or not, that's up to you. But how I do it is Thunder Surge followed by my Fire Dashes, then my Ignites, then my Magnet and my Thunder. Your deck should have Thunder Surge, Dash, Dash, Ignite, Ignite, Magnet, Thunder in it. However you want to build that deck is up to you. Like, most runners aren't as picky with their command decks as I am. Scroll over here, get your Esnua. You will need that for later. And then come over this way. You can Fire Dash onto this platform and pick up a Blackout. That's for selling later. You can Fire Dash quickly over here. These Fire Dashes aren't actually for movement, but they're a tiny bit faster than dodging, like maybe half a second. They're not much faster, but they're nice. So Trinity Armor is very weird, right? Kind of follow what I do, and hopefully it'll turn out fine. And I'll note weird stuff when we get to it. So what you're going to do initially is walk forward and Fire Dash. Hopefully you were hovering over a Fire Dash when you walked into a fight. Make sure you are locked onto this leg before you double Fire Dash. If you don't, it'll whiff entirely. Thanks. Then use Thunder. Then use a Magnet. Make sure you lock back onto that. Come over here, jump, and, well, it ate my jump input. Good times. It's important that you jump. That's why I didn't just Thunder Surge into the legs. If you don't jump, then the damage for the rest of the fight gets very wrong very quickly. So anyway, do all those things I just said. Make sure you're locked on. 2 dodges and a jump should do it. Then what you're going to do is block and counter hammer. If you have a magic haste, you can just block it in thunder. If you don't have a magic haste, you have to use a counter hammer. And if you don't have the magic haste, then you have to use a counter hammer and then kind of dodge this. Either way, you're going to lock onto the legs here. You're going to line it up where Terra's kind of horizontal from. You want him diagonal from either the front or back facing part of the leg, whichever one. This is slightly off, but you want it to be kind of in a diagonal pattern. Then do the same combo you did before. Get your Fire Dashes in, get your Magnet Thunders in. Then once you're in Firestorm, you can use Thunder Surge. If you're lucky, he dies like that. So if he doesn't die like that, then that laser is going to spin around. The laser is an instant one-hit kill. What that means is you have to dodge through it whenever it gets close to you. In general, if that laser is in play, be pretty cautious. Another note is where he just shot the laser, which for me is kind of directly in front of me to the left. That's going to have an invisible lingering hitbox for most of this fight. Like, as I go to attack the propeller, I'm being very careful that I don't accidentally go into where the lingering invisible hitbox currently is. So, this propeller, start attacking it. I'm going to play it a little cautiously because I know the hitbox is there. When he comes over here, he'll stop. You can use the finisher. And then, however you choose to finish him off, the reason I screwed this up and have to chase him around is because I was trying to make sure I got in Firestorm. You can choose to be that picky or not that picky, honestly. But either way, this guy's going to do these. He's invincible when he does this. Because I don't have any fire dashes, I'm just going to go straight under. Wherever his shadow is, just go here. And you're free. And you just hit him with ignites and magnets and thunders. And that's about it. When he comes back down, thunder surge him, fire dash him, try to get the Firestorm finisher before he does this, so you can do this and be fine. If that doesn't kill, run away, shot lock is the safest thing you can do, and hopefully it'll kill. And that's kind of the idea of the fight. Look out for invisible lingering hitboxes. They can and will kill you. So you need to be cautious of that. And, that's really the important part. Look out for those things. So, hop on forward. You can use D-Link to, fall straight down to Earth, so use that. Lightning Dash over. I'm intentionally stopping it and Magnet Thundering this guy, so my Flame Salvo will level up to level 3. That's important because Flame Salvo needs to be level 4 by the next world that has anything important in it. We're just making our way over here now. You can do 1-2 fire dash and then 1 fire dash, and typically at least one of them will hit. I really shouldn't have used my fire dashes in the other room, but whatever. Come over here for a fire. If you don't have your pulsing yet, here's the chest. This is why I said you should probably just get the one in Castle of Dreams. This one is all the way over here. But if you need it, it's there. Or if you desperately want to have Leaf Bracer in all your runs, Leaf Bracer means if you cure, it can't be interrupted. You'll always get the cure off. Then, hey, if you want Leaf Bracer in all your runs, grab both the Pulsing Chests and you can get that. I mean, that's another choice you have to make. So anyway, Brig. Brig is a pain in the butt. So he's going to come up here. You're going to turn around. You can deflect his things by attacking or by blocking. Attacking's like 1 second faster, maybe. Then you're going to lock on and ignite. Hopefully the ignite hits. If the ignite whiffs, then too bad, so sad. He can do one of two things. He can stay on the ground and shoot at you there, or he can go up in the air. He's going up in the air, which is fine. If he goes up in the air, he'll shoot at you. Then he'll teleport. Then you ignite after he teleports. Then you repeat that until he's no longer up in the air. Repeat that until he comes on the ground. Then when he comes on the ground, he's going to charge up a thing. When you do that, just ignite and Thunder Surge. So if he stays on the ground at the start, typically he shoots at you and then does this. If he goes in the air, he's going to do this charge shot and then shoot at you, and you have to block it. Then he's going just jump up in the air and ignite. If you're locked on, this will work basically every time. Jump up, literally just press the jump button. Do not press the analog stick. Let go of the analog stick. If you move in midair, you die. But once he's about to do this roundabout attack, which he will always do after the charge followed by shot, if he does that first, or he'll do it almost immediately after coming back on the ground if he's in the air first, just jump straight in the air and ignite. It'll hit him, get an ignite on him, and it will stop his stupid circle attack thing. Then we do it again. This time he's in the air first. Or actually, he was in the air first last time. So when he's in the air, ignite and block. I use the ignite early, which is fine. If you get into the... That was a really, really good fight. Dang. That was incredibly good fight. Typically, you have to see more than 2 cycles. If most of your ignites hit, then yeah, you can get lucky and have a fight like that. If you were in a situation like that, though, if my ignite did not hit him, right, and he was about to do the circle attack, and I had all my ignites on cooldown, what you do is you quickly shot lock him. Just shot lock him, one or two hits, one of them will hit him, and knock him out of the attack, and you're invulnerable, and you're good. That's your other option. And if you're not comfortable with the jumping and igniting, you can just shot lock instead, and that's fine. And that's Radient Garden. Radient Garden, couple tough bosses. It's a tough world. Runs die here. I mean, runs can die anywhere in this run, but that world especially, things can go wrong. So, we have 3 worlds we can go to now. The one we're going to is right here, good old Disney Town. You have a couple cutscenes, then you're going to dodge forward, and you're going to just put your magnet in your deck. The rest of these are the same. In fact, half the reason I organize my deck like this is so I can quickly put a magnet in there and be done. Also, if you press square, you can shortcut Magnera. What that means is, if you press the left D-pad, you just go right to it. I typically do that, makes my life a bit easier. Anyway, talk to these guys. Talk to these guys, mash O, and get ready to race. Start of this, I treat it like Mario Kart. Just hold it and then let go and press when it's about to say go. And then, yeah, Rumble Racing. You take that shortcut. The only real scary part about this are these tornadoes. Just hang on to that. How I'm changing direction really quickly is I'm holding square, which is the brake, then turning, then quickly letting it go. That allows you to turn quicker than just turning, like you saw there. These guys have the most ridiculous rubber banding you have ever seen in your life. If you do this fast enough, you can always avoid those tornadoes and be fine. If you screw up at any point, the tornadoes will no longer be on cycle, and you're going to have to improvise a bit. These guys basically, they basically rubber band to an unbelievable level until the last lap. Then the last lap, rubber banding stops. So the only way you can lose this race is if you get hit by a tornado on the last lap. That's pretty much it. If you get hit in the tornado on any other lap, who cares? Doesn't really matter. Get hit on the last lap, you're probably going to lose. And if you lose, you have to do this whole 2-minute mini-game over again. It's a good time. Highly recommend you don't do that. But yeah, just press hold, change direction, let go. That's the only real tricky thing about this. A good time is anything that is sub 2. Anything sub 2 is good. If you do it really well, you can get a 158 like I did there. But 2 minutes or sub 2 minutes, you're good. So, once you get through Disney Town, your next stop is over to your right in the Olympus Coliseum. So, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go over to all of these spawn points, and you're going to Magnet Thunder. I'm going to come here, Magnet Thunder. I only have the one Magnet Thunder, so I'm going to then go into Aqua D-Link. I'm going to collect blue orbs, then I'm going to go back in Aqua D-Link, and I'm going to keep doing what I was doing. And I'm just going into the middle of these spawn points. There will always be a flood. Avoid your magnet and survive. Just drop a Mind Square on them. That's a fight. The only real note about that fight is you saw that I didn't just Magnet Thunder. I Magnet, did one hit, and then Thunder. That's actually incredibly important because this game is stupid. Basically, if you do the attack between the Magnet and the Thunder, your commands get more CP, which is more levels, than if you just Magnet Thunder. Because the enemies die too quickly if you just Magnet Thunder. So you need your Fire Dashes to be level 3 after the tournament we're going to do, and you need your Flame Salvo to be level 4 to help make sure that stuff happens. Just do the one hit in between the Magnet Thunders, or else things get weird. So just come on straight over here, make sure you're hovering over your magnet, and go talk to Hades. These rounds, basically what we're doing is this first wave, we're hoping they drop a Wellspring. If they don't, oh well. And other than that, we're just seeing what drops we get, like if we get any commands that we can sell, that sort of thing. If we get pulsing drops, if we still need them, if we can get a Wellspring drop if we still need it, that sort of thing. And other than that, it's a bunch of Magnet Thunder. So, Magnet Thunder. The only weird thing is, again, you only have the one Magnera, the others are Magnet, so the waves where you switch off to Magnet, just make sure you're more on top of them. If you have a Magic Haste, then Magnera will always be off cooldown for every wave, and you don't have to worry about it. Whether you want to make that choice is entirely up to you. But once you get the finisher, whatever that finisher is, you just stop hitting in between, and you just Magnet Thunder, and that becomes it. And as you can see, you can usually wait a minute to get your Magnera if you don't have a Magic Haste. And for waves like that, you probably want to just wait a second, because the distance between them can actually be bad. But my Flame Salvo is level 4, my Fire Dashes are level 3, so I'm now just kind of making sure I kill them all and don't die, and that's kind of it. This last wave is the scariest if you don't have a Magic Haste, and you just kind of magnet, because typically at least one of them escape and do that. It's a pain. It's what it is. The only really scary... I mean, all the rounds can technically kill you, but if you're fast with your magnets are usually fine. The one round that is scary is this one. Because jellyfish are scary. They can attack you without you being able to respond, and they kill you in 1 or 2 hits. It's a great time. Basically, how you survive this wave is you look at the start here to see which side the jellyfish are crowding towards. There's either a bunch of them to the right of you or a bunch of them to the left of you, typically. Just dodge to the opposite side, then turn around and magnet, and the magnet instantly kills them. And if there's a couple left over, just kill it. That's that. So, menu time. That's Stun Edge. You saved all the way back in Dwarf Woodlands. You're using it now. If you have a fleeting, put it on there for your attack haste. And then these fire dashes that are level 3 come off. You're putting cures on. You're putting your Magnera on. And then you're going here and you're putting on Sonic Impact. Now make sure you're hovering over Ignite and get ready for a fight. So, Zack is probably the hardest, he's one of the harder fights in this speedrun to learn. Zack 1 especially is very fickle and very weird. So, there's a couple ways you can do it. Way number 1 is you can just ignite him and run away, and that's the fight. Is you just ignite, run away, ignite, run away, ignite, run away. You can do that, or you can do it my way. My way is Ignite, Shot Lock for only a little bit. Make sure it's only a little bit. Ignite, Shot Lock again. Then you can do 1, 2, Ignite, Thunder. Wait to see what he does. He's either going to kind of run away, or he's going to charge up for an attack. If he charges up, dodge, and then Thunder Surge. That opening combo will get you into the Firestorm command style and is 100% consistent. That's the only part of this fight that's consistent. And then you can start just working him towards this corner wall over here. I'm just kind of hitting him before he can jump anywhere. Get him in the corner. Firestorm finisher, does decent damage. And then he usually retaliates by diving over here. That's fine. I can move away from it. And I can use my commands to kind of wail on him a bit. If he avoids any of your attacks, he likes to kind of retaliate like that and be annoying, which is fine. Deal with it the best you can. If you're too scared to go do all that stuff, my recommendation would be to Ignite, run away, Thunder Surge, run away, kind of go like that. Just make sure you save your Flame Salvos for if you do this fight, this next fight, this fun way, because we're immediately going into Zack 2. There's a fun way and a not as fun way. Well, there's a fast way and not as fast way. So no matter what, he DMs you right away at the very start of the fight. So charge up a Shot Lock. When it gets to this point, start mashing X. A good amount is about 45 to 50, thereabout. The highest I've gotten is like 51, I think. So, one way you can do this is do that, go into Ventus D-Link. Start wailing. use the finisher, run away. Use the finisher, run away. And you see the pattern here, right? If you want the nice and easy fight, just do this. This strat's very hard to mess up. You're not in any real danger. If you want to do it fancier than this, what you can do is you can do this finisher, then attack him. And if the attack made him flinch like it did there, you could have just kept going. If not, then run away, do it again. Like, in that case, he didn't flinch, so I'd have to run away. And that's the fight. It's really simple. Now, let me show you the fun way of doing it. Oh, the only not simple thing is if for whatever reason he does the... If for whatever reason he does that charge attack he just did to me, which he never should, because the reason he did it to me there is because I did one finisher and then did a second finisher on him. But if you do just the Ven finisher, he should never do that. If he does put his sword up in the air and start charging, get ready to Flame Salvo again. So that's the easy version. That's the easy version of this fight. Here's the fast version of this fight, which is also pretty fun, I think. So, same start. Same start. You're going to go over here. Here's where differences start. Lock on. I screwed up the fight. Anyway. I screwed up the fight because my commands were a bit messed up. If you die, your commands get kind of messed up and jumbled, and you have to reshuffle everything. Like, ideally, you finish Zac 1 hovering over Ignite when you do this strat, so you don't have to worry about it. Anyway. So, go over here. Lock onto this guy, one hit, ignite him. He's going to dive, that's fine. Then 2 hit, ignite, and shot lock, because he's immediately going to do the DM. Ew, speedrun, you are right, enough. Then, 1, 2, ignite, he'll dive me. 1, 2, ignite, and shot. Then you're going to have the Gold Rush finisher, so use it. Ignite. Dodge away. 1, 2, ignite. And shot lock. You are just looping this guy into oblivion. That's literally the strat. It's pretty cool. Then do it again. Except to finish the job, just use a Thunder Surge. And that's Zac. It's not a super complex strat. I think it's worth doing over Ven, personally. It just takes a tiny bit of getting used to. It's pretty consistent. It doesn't fail very often. So, with that, world being done, hardest fight in the game! Oh my god, it's jellyfish everywhere! What are we gonna do? Just press X. Just go in a circle and press X. It doesn't even give your commands experience. I don't think it would even give Terra experience. It's dumb. Pointless. Anyway. The actual fight. This fight can actually be a bit tricky, but you have 2 magnets, so that makes it easier. So, go over here, use Owl. Oh my goodness, okay. Yeah, you can get hit out of commands, as you can see. I haven't really been. Anyway, here's my recovery. Magnet Thunder those guys, go into your Aqua D-Link, Magnet Thunder them a bit, cry at the fact that that guy's not dead, but whatever. Next wave should spawn in, go to one side of the arena or the other and Magnet Thunder them. Then you can go Magnet Thunder them, Magnet Thunder again to make sure it's all bunched up. If anything's left over, kill it. And that's kind of the idea of the fight. You're just kind of trying to group the enemies together the best you can. And if you get screwed over like I did in terms of getting your commands off, don't worry too much about it. Just kind of use the Aqua D-Link to your advantage. Because if you go in a D-Link, exit it, and go back in, then you get your full then your commands get off cooldown. So that's the best way to do that. If you don't have any D-Link after that fight, just kill this wave to get D-Link back. Not a big deal. This next room's fun for a couple reasons. One, if you do not have a Wellspring drop to this point, you get to lose 8 seconds. Because you have to come over here. Make sure you go around this way, or else an enemy spawns that makes the next thing I'm going to do hard. You can cut through the second time, but anyway. What you're going to do in this room, go about here, where I'm standing. You see this little circle on the floor. Just go about there. Cinderella D-Link, Enchanted Step, jump, lock on Enchanted Step, and you're up here. I can't really do much to slow that down. Just jump, lock on Enchanted Step. Dive to the right. There's a fleeting crystal right here. Take it. Then go to this door. And now you're going to go fight Sparky, whatever. I'm going to try to show off a new strat here. I mean, it's not going to be much. So, Sparky is all about igniting and running more than anything else. When he goes to a spot like that and sits there, what he's going to do if you get close is that. He's just going to do this huge circle or thing. Like, it's not a good time. Just avoid it the best you can. It one-shots you if it hits you, so seriously, avoid it. The reason that I was using magnets and thunders there and holding off on ignites is because I wanted to get into critical impact. That's part of the new strat. If you're not concerned about that, just ignite him. If he goes in the middle here, he's going to shoot these things. They come out little horizontals. You can go there, block them back at him, and then use a counter guard to get some style back as well. He proved the one thing I was going to tell you to be cautious about is, don't use counter hammer on him twice in a row there. If you're going to do it, only use it once, because after the second time he does the shock things, he can just choose to do the stay on the ground, charge electricity thing, and just murder you. Because he's a good fight. Anyway, when he sparks at you like he did there, that means he's going to charge. At this point in the fight, he will charge 2 times. You can either dodge it, or you can block it. I got hit, which is not ideal, but guess what? You have 2 cures, so it's not the end of the world. This is me trying to be cautious with this guy. And failing, obviously. Anyway. I failed to get my critical impact, which is fine. That just means the strat I'm trying to show off. Whatever. It's a new strat, it's inconsistent, it's not a big deal. So, like I said, he can choose to do that if he wants. This fight's really a lot of igniting, and then at some point he's going to go into one of these guns. The odds of him not going into one of these guns are slim to none, basically. The new strat I'm working on and kind of screwing up a bit has a chance to stop him. Otherwise, like, he's going to go in these things, and that's fine. What you're going to do is just hug the wall, walk in a circle. These guys are going to shoot at you, that's fine. They can't hit you if you hug the wall and walk in a circle. You can try to block them. I always find that annoying and hard, so I don't bother. Don't even try to deal damage to these things, because it's just... You deal 0 damage, and these things kill you so fast, and it's not worth it. When they spark like this, he will come out. Get ready to dodge, because he does that. What you'll notice now is he's going to charge 3 times. Once he comes out of the guns, he's in phase 2, and he'll charge 3 times. If ever he charged you 3 times, and he didn't get in the guns, congratulations, you just got a gunless fight and saved a minute. Good job. And part of phase 2 is he gets this new attack. He just shoots lightning at you, and that's really it. None of his attacks are overly difficult to dodge, and you just kinda hit him about, kill him, you know, the usual. And that's Sparky. Neverland. So, first force fight is kinda cool. What you're going to do is you're going to get your magnet. I am mashing left D-pad to make sure I have my magnet at start. Step forward just slightly, and magnet. Then thunder. Step forward a little bit. Make sure you're facing forward and magnet so you get all these 3 guys here. Then go into Aqua D-Link, come back towards the middle. Magnet, thunder, Mind Square, and Aqua Finisher. And most things die. This bird usually stays alive. How much health kind of depends. Doesn't really matter. Hit him about. Once he dies, come in the middle, magnet, thunder, then you're kinda going to revert and run. So these big guys, the big ape dudes, they don't get suckered in by magnet. Instead, what you're going to do is ignite, and there's a bit of a glitch you can do, where you can ignite, change lock-ons. If you hit L1 to change, you can hit L1 to change what enemy you're locked onto. If you do that at the right time, you can hit both of them with Ignite at the same time. It's pretty cool. And other than that, they can charge at you. What you're more afraid of is if they slam the ground. If they slam the ground, a bunch of rocks will come your way and murder you horribly, and it's not a good time. Once there's one left, though, they stagger. You're pretty free to just go in. So, come on over. We're going to go shopping. So, you're going to start selling everything you don't need. What's the list of things you need? Well, you need the 2 fire dashes, you need the Thunder Surge, you need the Thundara, you need these 2 magnets, and you need 1 of these 2 ignites. Everything else, sell it. We got this fire a while ago, sell it. Esnua, oh, and you need Esnua, don't sell Esnua. Blackout, sell it. You only need the 1 ignite, so sell the other one. The amount of money you need is around 2,400. If for whatever reason you're short on money, just come over here. Go into Cinderella D-Link, bounce, hit this thing. You'll get a Thundaga, and you can sell the Thundaga for money. I'm going to leave the map and come back so I get my D-Link back. You can sell that for money if you need to. Anyway. So then you go R1 and then up. You need 3 Thunder Surges and hit L2 twice and buy a block. You don't do anything with any of that yet. You'll come back to it later. Instead, just walk on over here. If you don't have D-Link, you can either exit the world or you can just kill this guy. Either's fine. I think killing that guy's slightly faster. I got a Wellspring drop. Hey! You can also do that for that if you are like about to reset a run because you don't have a Wellspring and you didn't get the chest because you're a madman. So walking off into the water and then doing the extra dash is a bit faster here. The Sonic Impact we turned on earlier gives you that extra dash. It's we mostly only have it to break through the rock surface of this world like I did earlier. Like, otherwise, I hate it personally because it changes your timing. If you just want to dodge, like, I am waiting a good second before dodging. Otherwise, if you try to mash, you do this, which you should probably not mash Terra's dodges anyway. But it's a difference in control. I typically take the Sonic Impact off in the next menu after this session. But anyway, we have to go fight Pam. Or more accurately, put Peter Pan in his place. To be accurate, his place is the entrance of the cave, back that way. Lock on, Thunder Surge, Ignite, then D-Link, get him in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, finisher. Then just adjust, make sure you're in front of him so he can't fly out. And this is the fight. His place is over here by the mouth of the cave, and you cannot convince me otherwise. It's a good fight. So, you're going to then leave the cave, watch a cutscene, and then come back in the cave, because reasons. And now the cave's full of awful, annoying jellyfish. Jellyfish are kinda scary, but all you're doing is magneting. As you can see, they can be a real pain in the butt if they want to be, but just gather a bunch of blue orbs until you get your D-Link back, because using Peter Pan takes away your D-Link. Or I'm using Ben for Pan takes away your D-Link. So just gather blue orbs with one of your magnets, get D-Link back. Then find clusters of them, magnet, and you're good. And that's the last Disney World of the run. And now we're on to the part of the run that makes a lot of people not want to run this category. Which is a shame, because it can be pretty fun. I hope you guys know like 20 minutes of this is going to be Terranort. Anyway. Mysterious Tower. Like, oh, what am I talking about? I'm dumb. Anyway. I'm very dumb. Anyway, menu. Open up the menu. Get into your melds. You're going to do Fire Dash. Thunder. If you have a fleeting, use it. And that gets you attack haste. The Fire Dash and Ignite with a pulsing. If you have an extra pulsing, also gets you your Leaf Bracer. If you didn't have an extra pulsing before now, and you have one now, then hey, you can get your Leaf Bracer now. Then your Curas, put a pulsing on it, so you can get your second chance. Your Magnets, put a Wellspring, so you can get your once more. And then Esnua with Block. You want to do it for block level 1 instead of block level 3, because it just saves menuing time later. And by later, I mean now. Come here. All your surges. You have 6 of them. Then put your Cure and your Magnet. Come over here. Put on your Renewal Block. And then I personally come here and take off Sonic Impact. Just press triangle to do that. I personally do that. If you don't want to, then hey, good on you. Then just watch one cutscene, Keyblade Graveyard, and you'll go to Land of Departure. I went to Mysterious Tower because I was thinking of Aqua. Oh well. So, Master Jedi, aka Mark Hamill, aka Eraqus. Technically speaking, this guy is harder on beginner than he is on crit. Just because on crit you have more of an ability to heal and kind of make him do stuff. It's easier for me to not really pause here and just kind of do it. When my surges aren't on cooldown, I'm going to wail on him. Basically, as soon as he attacks you, you block, because you have renewal block. You want him to attack again. The only reason I'm going ham on him is you can see in my health bar, I have more than 1 health, right? There's a little bit more green than the end of the bar. That means I have more than 1 health. That means I'm free to attack him, because a second chance and once more, I'll always be on 1 health. Then, immediately mash out block. Any attack he does, smash out block. Why? Because you have renewal block as an ability, which means if you block his attack, you get healed. So what that means is you're surging him into a wall, any corner of the arena you can get, and as soon as you are at 1 HP, you just block, and you do it all again. That time, 1 attack got me to 1 HP, which is fine. I'm at not full health, which means 1 attack will do that to me again. Which is also fine. Different attacks heal you for different amounts, so that's just something you get used to. But the entire fight is hit him in this corner with Thunder Surges. And he's at low enough health that I can do that, even though I'm at 1 HP. But yeah, that's the fight. That's what a really good fight looks like. If Eraqus wants to be a pain in your butt, what he can do is just run around like a chicken with his head cut off. He just runs away from you wildly. That's a pain in the butt, because you only have 1 cure that you can use for safety. And it can be hard to judge when he's going to attack you sometimes, and some things are harder to block than others. But just kind of follow him, block him the best you can. If he fire pillars you, block the fire pillars and it'll heal you, or shot lock through it. If he DMs, he goes in the middle and he lights up, he does all sorts of things, shot lock through it. That's really it. Hopefully you're keeping him in a corner well enough that he just never DMs and it's not a problem. By the way, we're done with menuing. If you want to be safe, you can shortcut cure, like I typically do, just so you have the left D-pad as a panic button. So, Keyblade Graveyard. Tornadoes! Super, super, super hard. And by super, super, super hard, I mean not overly difficult. Just go near them. Like, just be near them like that, and you're good. And you won't get sucked in, and everything's fine. So, Terra final fights. Good times are a-comin'. Skip some cutscenes, and we come on to what I personally deem as the worst fight in this run. What you're going to do is dodge forward, because you're hoping that Xehanort kind of just teleports away like that. Then go into Pan-D-Link. What I'm doing right now is I'm jumping and attacking. I'm just jumping and doing a single attack in order to raise my D-Link. That's it. And then once I get Sword Bill, I do a quick shot lock. I hope that makes him sparkle. And then I Sword Bill. And he's dead. A few notes on that fight. That was a really good fight. How Sword Bill works is just do it at a decent range. You have to be kind of close to him for it to work. At least close enough. Not on top of him or it won't. You have to be somewhat close. Then you press it. You let go for a second. Then you press and hold. And also, the reason I say that fight's so dumb is because Xehanort likes to be dumb and get involved. Like, you saw him get involved at the very end there by shooting lightning at me, which is all sorts of not cool. But, yeah, you kind of just have to react to Xehanort the best you can. And if they just go an all-out assault attack on you, then, block whatever attacks you can, because Peter Pan doesn't have a cure. And if he doesn't get into the Black Sparkly thing after the one Flame Salvo, then do what you can to shotlock him again. So, Xehanort. Dodge forward at the start, because he's going to teleport away. Then lock on, Thunder Surge, walk back a bit, Thunder Surge, walk back a bit, Thunder Surge. Get into this, walk back a bit, Thunder Surge, walk back a bit, Thunder Surge, walk back a bit, Thunder Surge, Fire Surge, hit him a bit, get into Blade Charge, walk back a bit, Thunder Surge, walk back a bit, Thunder Surge, dodge because he dodged out, and he will always teleport again, then walk back, surge, walk back, surge, walk back, surge, walk back, surge, walk back, surge. You're seeing a pattern, right? When Surge isn't on cooldown, just use the Blade Charge. When Surge is on cooldown and you can't spam it, just use it and then dodge again to make sure he doesn't teleport away, and then walk back and Surge, and I hope you're seeing a pattern. Hope you saw a pattern in that fight. Okay, so Terranort 101. Okay, so here's the thing about this fight. This fight is 2 minutes 30 seconds long if it's a good fight, right? Like, this is more of an endurance fight on you as a runner than anything else. This fight is going to be much more about you being able to see what he's doing, react, and surviving, and punishing the best you can, than pretty much anything else in this run, which is mostly like react to this thing, punish really quickly, so on and so forth. So I'm going to do the best that I can to point out all his individual attacks and kind of how you react to it and how you deal with it. But essentially, the faster you can kill him and the better you can react to his joint and punish it, the better off you're going to be. So, Phase 1 Terranort, he can only do a couple things right now. He can only really shoot at you or attack you. If he shoots dark volleys like that, just block it back. Hopefully, what I'm doing in Phase 1 is I'm trying to stay pretty close to him, in pretty intimate range, so that if he dark volleys me, I can block it and most of it's going to hit, and it does good damage. Or if he does the Ars Arcanum attack, the Arcanum attack, I'm ready to dodge and punish. Essentially, I'm trying to stay close to him during most of this fight to try to trigger him doing Ars Arcanum or Ars Solemn attacks, because those are the easiest to dodge and trigger. That's why I'm kind of walking near him. I'm hoping he does that attack. If he does that attack, wait 1 second, Thunder Surge. Don't Thunder Surge immediately or you will get hit. But wait a second, Thunder Surge, dodge away, then at the end, when he goes up in the air and flurries down, Thunder Surge again. You can get 2 Thunder Surges to punish every single Ars that he does in that exact same way. The timing takes a little bit of practice. You can dodge out of the way of these things. I choose not to. But this attack again, you do that timing, you throw back. If you're lucky, you'll do a few of them in a row. So they're nice and easy to dodge. Half the reason I immediately dodged out of range of him after an Ars is because of that attack. Because after Arses, sometimes he likes to do the Earthshaker thing. And You can't punish it. All it does is hurt you, so I like to immediately dodge out of the way after ours to make sure I avoid it. In this case, I wasn't very confident about being able to punish the second time, which is fine. Punish the first time. This is what our Solom looks like. He gets engulfed in darkness and does this. He's going to hit me for a bit. He's going to hit air for a bit and then try to strike out with a hand. This hand attack there is when I do my Thunder Surge to hit him the most. Then he goes underground, pops up behind you, and you can Thunder Surge there. How I like to punish that is he pops up underground like back from underground as soon as you are over that point, over that attack. So dodge right past it to make sure he pops up, then Thunder Surge, and then most of it will hit. He blocks, don't really care. And now he DMs. So here's the thing about Terranort, right? How often he DMs is kind of random, right? He's basically guaranteed to DM you once. It's pretty much impossible to have a DM-less fight. After the DM, he's pretty much guaranteed to cure at least once. That is perfectly fine and normal. If you're doing this strat well, or at least decently well, the most I've ever seen him cure, if you're having a halfway decent fight, is 3 times. Treat it like an extended health bar. If you're doing the fight really well, he will only cure once or twice, typically. It's like, but when he does this DM, you surge him to punish that, then you run into a corner. He's going to throw a bunch of asteroids around you, that's fine. Run into a corner, it can hit you, that's fine. That's kind of why you're dodging around in corners. Assuming you get hit, pick a corner, block, and just block the DM. And the renewal block will recharge your HP for it. So, Terranort's in Phase 3 now. What that means is, Phase 2, in Phase 1, all he can do is he can do the Rs attack, and he can shoot straight dark volleys at you. Phase 2, which I got through, it adds our Solom, the hand attack, and it adds another variation of the dark volley, where a bunch of individual orbs swarm around you in a circle, and it isn't just all straight at you. And those are the only things he gets. In Phase 3, he gets a lot more crap. In Phase 3, he gets this mega shotlock thing where he shoots like a mega cannon at you. Then he likes to teleport around and do our Solom attacks. And the main thing is in Phase 3, his attacks get very, very erratic. And he gains the ability to do all sorts of crazy combos in crazy different ways. So really what you're looking for is what individual attack is he doing? How can I react to it to survive? How can I react to it to try to punish? This is the version of the Dark Volley where he swirls things around. Either block it right away and you're good, or you can intentionally get hit by it for a bit if you're on top of him. Survive through the Arsola. Survive through second chance and once more, and then you'll end up at 1 health. A bunch will come at you. You can block it at him. Does good damage. So that time he teleported and doing the Arsolum. Whenever he does Arsolum now, he basically always teleports. You kind of just have to be ready for that. He teleports a lot now. Kind of just is. There's his cure. Again, that's fine. He's Dark Volleying me, which is also fine. And there's a DM, which is fine. Again, go to a corner. Once the meteors are out, you can shotlock, either block it or you can shotlock through it. Shotlocks give you iframes, so either's fine. Basically, how I'm dodging his teleports is I'm just walking. I'm not dodging around the arena at all. I'm just kind of walking so I can react to what he does. If he says enough, he points straight down, there's going to be a huge meteor dropped on your head. Like big old Thanos style. Shotlock. That's the best defense, is iframes with shotlocks. Just a couple like this. That's the mega ultra shotlock thing with the cannon. Just shotlock through that. And then after the Mega Cannon, he usually teleports 5 times and then does the Arsolum. So that's 1, 2, 3. That time he did it 3, but you can just punish Arsolum at that point. Again, you can do that. You have a cure, so use your cure, if assuming you need to. I just didn't have to this fight because, you know, details. But that's Terranort. And I think I got to show you every move he has. I didn't get to show you the crazy ways he can string them together. Every once in a while, you can string together just these ridiculous combos you can literally do nothing about. Cape! We grew a cape, boys. We did it. Every so often, he does just these ridiculous combos that you literally can't touch. But usually pretty rare. You're usually pretty fine. You just kinda see his attacks, dodge them, punish. It's very much an endurance fight as opposed to anything else. And if you know how to deal with each of his attacks, and you don't get antsy when he's near the end of his health bar, just only punish him when you know you can, you'll be absolutely fine. If you start getting greedy, things get bad. But, that is Terra, the speedrun at the hardest difficulty. Thank you so much for watching, if you were able to get this far. Most of these strats and pretty much this entire route was my own creation. Like, this is my favorite speedrun personally to do. I love it, it's good fun. I really hope more people gain interest in doing it. If you have any questions about it or need help or anything, I would love nothing more than to talk about the speedrun. So, message me on Twitter, message me on Discord, leave comments on YouTube or whatever. Anyway, you want to try to contact me, go for it. I will probably see it. Other BBS runners will be able to answer a decent amount of your questions as well. Like, Rebel Dragon knows a lot about this category. Well, he knows a lot about Terra in general, at least. Wyatt knows a decent amount. Sonic knows a decent amount. But this is very much... This is very much my run, at least currently. And I hope that at least one of you liked this tutorial enough that maybe it can be somebody else's run too. Maybe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you found it helpful. And I hope that you have a great day. Take care.